Hey, welcome to the Learning Network. You're with Kell Bell. This is part of a 10-part series that takes us through unlocking the secrets of the glossary of keywords in community and family studies. You can use this particular course as a progressive from our lower order glossary of keywords to our higher order glossary of keywords, such as discuss and analyze. You could also use this in preparation for assessment time for your students, and they could also look back on these for revision. What you might also do is use this as a basis to teach your students explicitly about the glossary of keywords or a reference point for them to refer back to. This particular bonus course is all about the word contrast. This course is designed for experienced CAFS teachers, newbie CAFS teachers, CAFS students, and teachers ready to take the CAFS crew to the very next level. Once you teach these words explicitly, you're going to see a huge shift in your students' knowledge and understanding of the glossary of keywords. That key application is so important. Having the students to apply their understanding of these words is significant, and you're going to see a huge shift in their knowledge as well as their application of these particular words. Unlocking the glossary of keywords is all about showing the students the words, displaying them, having them available in your classroom, but also familiarising the students with these right from the get-go. I'm talking about in a K-12 school in the primary years. If you're at a 7-12 school, if you're teaching PDHPE and TAS, right from year 7. Teaching them explicitly is really, really important. They need to be able to apply their understanding in lots of different ways. And we need to base our assessments around these. Using a glossary of keywords, a variety of these words, is also important. And the best thing is having students practice using these words in lots of different ways. We need to be really explicit. Displaying them in the classroom and modelling these words is so important. When we teach them explicitly, we're getting the students to be able to apply these in lots of different ways, as well as practicing and providing lots of different feedback for their responses. So let's dive into contrast. Contrast is really showing how things are different or opposite. And often we might see the word compare and contrast together. So we're going to use a different list of words to demonstrate knowledge and understanding of this particular glossary of keyword. Using words to demonstrate understanding of this particular glossary of keyword is really important. So we might use words like opposing to this, in contrast, contrastingly, conversely. These are all different words to show and to prove to the marker that they're actually applying the understanding of these glossary of keywords. So typical mark range for a contrast question might be 6 to 8 marks. This might look like 3 to 4 paragraphs. And in CAFS, typically when the students have a particular mark, so if they have 1 mark, it's generally 3 lines. So the students are going to be given 3 lines to answer their question per mark. Okay, let's have a look at a whole list of different practice questions for Year 11. As you can see, we have a variety here. We might have to contrast the needs of an aged individual to a young person, so really explicit examples. We might also contrast the processes used to make decisions in the community, and that might be because of the content, because of the sheer number of different processes and the detail we might require of the students might take it up to something like an 8. So really a different structure or a different content area may require a higher mark. Let me share with you a way that I get my students to annotate their responses and a way that I've done it over the years. So the GLUE acronym is all about the aspects that are going to make the student's response stick. All the parts together are going to make it a really good response. So the G stands for the glossary of keyword. So this is going to be annotated in green. Where the student has linked back to the question, it's going to be in pink. Knowledge and understanding throughout the response will be highlighted in orange, and any examples are going to be highlighted in yellow. So let's have a look at a Year 11 sample response. The question is contrast a variety of different family structures, and this is going to be worth 6 marks. So families can be structured very differently across communities. Again, linking back to the question. The variety exists between the nature of the family, the members in the family, and how the family forms. These contrasting features, again, contrast, features and characteristics exist for adoptive, childless, and foster families. So our syllabus knowledge there. Adoption occurs through a legal process with the support of a government organisation such as Department of Communities and Justice, or a community organisation such as Barnardos, Anglicare, or Catholic Care, as a result of death, incarceration, drug abuse, violence, disability, and or mental health issues of a biological parent or parents. So we're showing lots of different examples here. What we also might like to do is show how this particular situation is in an example. So an adoptive family contains at least one adopted child and at least one adoptive parent. So let's have a look at the next area. So we're going to have a look at the opposition, so the contrast here. Opposing to this is a childless family. So this is a difference. A childless family is a family who have never had children for a number of different reasons. This could be the result of medical complications, reproductive issues, disability, chronic illness, financial reasons, and or personal choice. So here's lots of examples about that particular family structure. This family structure is significantly different. This is showing the contrast, because it does not include any children. Whereas, again, here's the contrast, an adoptive family does not include one or more children, thus displaying variety in the family structures across the community. Contrastingly, another contrast, a foster family is also quite different to both adoptive families and childless families. A foster family includes looking after children and young people when they are unable to remain in their own families, in the fact that fostering is for a temporary basis, say weeks, months, or years. In comparison to a childless family, fostering is different as it involves children, whereas a childless family does not. Evidently, an adoptive, childless, and foster family have significant differences in how the family has formed, the different individuals that make up the family, and the reasons why the family has actually become a family unit. So you're bringing all these ideas together and therefore resulting in a number of differences, going back to the particular question about the different family structures and why the variety exists. So as you can see here, we have lots of syllabus knowledge and understanding, but the really big key here is that application of examples and evidence to prove to the marker the student understands what they're talking about, as well as to show key contrasting features in their response. Here are a whole heap of other Year 12 practice questions that we might get the students to be doing. You'll see the variety in these ones as well as the Year 11. We could have lots of specific content. We could also have a fair bit of broad understanding. So something broad might be something like contrast primary and secondary data used in research. Something that's a bit more specific might be more about contrasting the impact of social and technological change on fostering and surrogacy, two really explicit areas of the syllabus. We need to make sure the students are covering both of these, both the learn to and the learn about, and connecting them together. And often we might see application look like different parts of the syllabus from that same syllabus area, but different parts of the syllabus coming together in a question that could be getting the students to really apply their understanding higher order. Again, we should have our option examples here. 6 marks might be the Part B section that we might have in our HSC exam. So getting the students to practice these questions and providing them with lots of different opportunities for feedback is key to move them forward. Guys, if you have any questions about this particular glossary of keyword contrast, please reach out. You can find me at thelearnnet.com. You can also head over to Facebook at The Learn Network, also on Instagram at The LearnNet. And teachers, I've set up a Facebook group for you guys, and you can access it with that link there. Students, you also have access to a Facebook group via your teachers. If you have any other questions, or if you'd like to work with me in coaching and mentoring in CAFS, please reach out and email me at kelly@thelearnnet.com. Thanks so much.